Let's just jump right into it, Ryan. We got a bunch of stuff to cover into. A lot of stuff happened this weekend, a lot of big movement around college football. So let's just go right into it, shall we?
Do it. Do you want just do it?
Yeah. I'm gonna start at the top and then I'm gonna go down.
Cool.
All right. Nothing has changed. Oh my God. South Carolina's terrible at football. Clemson stinks. South Carolina's god awful. Coastal sucks now too. So we had our moment in the sun. It was pretty cool while it lasted, but it's
Yeah.
over now.
The
South
South Carolina rankings are just that we do are just kind of pointless now because they're all bad.
Yeah, they're all bad. Clemson, I bet, will be ranked in that college football playoff, just so they can say, "Oh, Wake Forest, Wake
I,
Forest, Clemson ranked matchup." I bet they'll be like 25.
about 25. Yeah.
Yeah, 25, 24. All right, and our teams. I don't know if Ryan noticed I pulled this swift move right out of under him, but I named after Oklahoma's loss yesterday. I ranked the Arkansas Razorbacks the number one team in our teams.
I think that's a wrong call, but okay.
I do honestly believe if the two played each other right now,
Oh,
Arkansas
come on.
will win.
That's
No, I'm gonna get to Oklahoma.
that's
You're gonna get what's yours. You're gonna get what's coming. But we'll wait. I've been trying to be peaceful so far.
yeah. We'll see what
Anyway,
happens.
Arkansas, I think is better than Oklahoma right now.
Uh,
Um, they we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. Don't worry. Number two, Oklahoma. Number three, Clemson. Number four, South Carolina. So there you go. If you like those four, good for you. All right. So last week, we had some football games. I got 11 of our predicted right. Ryan got 9. He stinks. I'm much smarter than him. Much smarter. It's all up here, guys.
It's
I
not the
know.
first time you got more right in like 3 weeks.
I know ball, people. I know football. And we had some embarrassing picks. Virginia. How in the world did they only score 3 points? Ryan did inform me that their quarterback was out. Not great. He must be pretty important. But that kind of sucks. Virginia still can win the whatchamacallit, by the way, which is crazy. They have like 4 losses, don't they? I don't think they're being Pitt, but they could in theory. Went
I
out.
think that's
They
why they held out their quarterback was because they wanted to save him for Pitt.
Is he hurt?
He was hurt. I don't remember what kind of injury. I think it was like a throwing arm or something like that. They said he could have played, but they held him out because they wanted him to be 100% against Pitt.
Wow. Hey, screw Notre Dame. We don't matter. They don't mean nothing to nobody. Notre Dame, surprisingly good football team. And they should give Cincinnati some props for beating them. They're the only team. They beat them in Notre Dame too. They won't get any credit for it, but they deserve credit. All right, let's go through the honorable mentions and then we'll get into it. All right, Cincinnati 45, South Florida 28. They're Cincinnati's fifth ranked team in the country. All right, Florida barely beat Samford 70-52. Samford, not Stanford, Samford. Samford an FCS program, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Do you think? I don't think if Dan Mullen doesn't beat Florida State, I think he gets fired.
I saw something today, man. Colin Cowherd, who I agree with sometimes and disagree with sometimes, um, he tweeted out something that kind of made sense to me, man. And these people, I agree with it. I kind of do agree with it. When you got someone like Chad Morris, for instance, right? I hate to throw him under the bus like this, but he stinks, right? He sucks. You gotta go. You gotta fire him. Gotta move on. He's not any good, right? But when you have somebody like Dan Mullen or Jimbo Fisher or somebody like that who has kind of a bad season, you can't get rid of him, man. Dan Mullen is a good SEC football coach. People are allowed to have bad seasons, man. This is just a bad season for Florida. I mean, they made the SEC championship game. Who are you gonna go get, man? That's the big question. You sitting there, oh, Dan Mullen, Dan Mullen sucks. Well, who are you gonna go get, man? Like, who you
Well, I
gonna go? Who you go get? Lane Kiffin? There's only one Lane Kiffin. Everybody's fighting over him. There's only
yeah,
one Jimbo Fisher. You know what I mean? There's only one Nick Saban.
I
Who
think
you
if
gonna get? Jim Morse? Some, I don't know.
I mean when you're looking at Florida, how much talent is on that team, and how much talent is deciding not to go to Florida anymore and go to Georgia.
But who are you gonna bring in? That's what my point is. Who do you bring in to do that?
I don't
There's nobody
specific.
out there right now.
I mean, there are people out
I
there.
mean, who are you
You,
gonna bring in? That's why
I
they
mean,
don't fire Manny Diaz down there in Miami, or they don't fire Mike Norvell in Florida State. You don't brand nobody to bring in.
I
I
mean,
mean,
you
you could go
could.
get somebody, I guess,
Yeah, go
somebody
get somebody.
weird.
Exactly.
Luke Fickle, maybe.
I mean, there's coaches out there that are good coaches that you can get. You can get the guy at Coastal, you get the guy at Louisiana Lafayette. I mean, there's good coaches. They're just not proven in the SEC or whatever. And
Dan
honestly,
Mullen has. I don't
mean,
know. I'm kind of on the side that these coaching changes, man, you gotta slow your roll a little bit. Come on. You have a bad season, you have a bad season. I mean, bad season's gonna correlate with bad recruiting at the time, Everything's gonna seem bad when it's
mm,
happening. You just gotta have some patience. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Now, on the opposite end of that, you could say, well, Texas looks pretty stupid for firing Tom Herman, right? Because Steve Sarkisian freaking sucks. So he's broken like Sarkisian's broke like 5 records. Tom Herman wouldn't get it down to Texas, but he was at least a lot better than Steve Sarkisian has been.
I was kind of shocked that Herman got fired last year because
But
he
it's
went
kind of the same thinking around what you
7-3.
got going on with Dan Mullen right now. You bring somebody in who might be worse.
I mean, like, well, with Tom Herman, I think the difference between like a Tom Herman and a Dan Mullen, Tom Herman went 7-3 during a COVID year, won a bowl game, right? It's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. And he won. I mean, he got to a Big 12 championship game, something that hadn't been done since Mac Brown. They lost it, but they did win a Sugar Bowl. That was good. He won a bowl game every single year he was there, and then you bring in Sarkisian, you fire him because it's not good enough, and it quite frankly wasn't good enough. But then you bring in Sarkisian,
And it's
and
worse.
now you lose to Kansas at home, which we'll get to, and
We can
you're
just do it now.
you may not even get to a bowl game at this point. You got to play West Virginia, and I can't remember the other two. I know West Virginia is the next one they play in Morgantown, which is tough.
It's probably like, no, I don't know who it is. Who do they play on rivalry weekend?
Oh, it's Kansas State. That's it. Kansas State. That's a tough one.
Yeah, they whooped up
So
West Virginia yesterday.
I don't know if I mean it doesn't even look like they're going to make a bowl game, and it's just a
Are
downgrade.
they gonna fire him?
I think he stays. If he doesn't right the ship next year or the year after, I think it's maybe 2 years. Then yeah. But with Dan Mullen, I mean,
I mean, he did. I mean, he did everything like old Tom Herman did. He made the
that's what I'm
SEC
saying.
championship game last year. They didn't win the bowl game, but that's because all their players quit on them. I give Oklahoma some credit, but for
But
beating
now you're
that's who they beat,
downward
Florida, right?
spiraling hardcore. Like it's just
Yeah, I know, but so is Texas. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's correlations here where I'm trying to make a point. It's like we can fire these guys. You can fire Tom Herman, but who knows if the thing you're bringing in next is going to be any better than what you got right now. Now, I do think Dan Mullen's better than Jim McElwain. There's no question about that,
a little much.
or Will Muschamp. Yeah, I mean
I'll give you that.
he's a smart guy. He might be a loser, and when you go through these little rough patches, when you're Florida, Lord have mercy, I would love to have a rough Florida patch. They don't even know what rough is down there in the swamp. They should
Yeah.
go through some rough times. I'll show you some rough times. Anyway, I'm not getting into it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like, I don't know. People were bashing him yesterday. I guess it's not a great look, but Dan Mullen and the players were dancing in the locker room, whatever. I don't
Mhm.
know. Enjoy life a little bit, man. I don't know. It bothered me that everybody was bashing him. I get it, man. You suck. You're Florida. But if we were losing, getting a shit kicked out of us, and then all of a sudden we beat somebody, even though it was supposed to blow them out, they did score 70 points. That's insanity.
The offense should win.
The defense stinks, but the offense, now you win, man. You win. I don't know. Like Sam Pittman, it was ugly, but it was beautiful at the same time. So,
I don't mind the dancing, honestly. I mean, winning is hard. Anyone who's played any kind of sport in general, winning is hard. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, soccer, volleyball, whatever. It's hard to win. And I think winning, no matter what kind of winning it is, should be celebrated. I think Florida winning over Samford, great, you won. We have a little
I do
fun.
think it's kind of like a
Fun.
monkey off their back. I think
Yeah.
that's a big like I don't know. You get crushed at
Like,
Georgia versus
yeah.
Georgia, and then
Like,
you
what
go
does it
and lose to
say
South
if
Carolina.
you? What does it say if you win and you don't
Then you
have
look
it?
at emotionless. You look
Yeah, it's
like you.
like no dance. You can't. Like, don't celebrate at all.
It
Don't be
further
hyped.
proves the point that they think you don't care that he lost the locker room. I think
Yeah.
that video proves anything that they still kind of
But,
care.
but Sarkisian lost the locker room. We'll get to that when we talk about it. But
We'll be there in a second. All right.
yeah,
Anyway, that's Florida Stanford. That wasn't really a discussion, but there you go. A little talking point for you. All right, Rutgers, Indiana. Chop that wood. Rutgers beat Indiana 38-3. Chop that wood. Alabama, New Mexico State beat them 59-3
crazy.
for the Tide.
Good job.
Utah, Arizona. Utah won 38-29. I think you're about to see Oregon lose twice to
I
Utah.
agree.
All right. What else we got on the docket? Texas Tech beat Iowa State 41-38. That's kind of surprising. Do you think they were looking ahead to Oklahoma as well? Everybody's looking ahead.
Well, one
Maybe
thing about
Oklahoma State will lose next week because they'll be looking ahead.
Texas Tech is I think they've got a little boost with their new head coach. They love him there. I
Yeah.
can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's like,
They already hired the new guy.
yeah, he's already coaching.
Oh,
He's
Baylor's guy left already?
no, so he's like a high school coach or I don't know, anyways.
I thought
Um,
Texas Tech hired Baylor's coach, right?
maybe he's like an assistant or something like that. But he's pretty much Sam Pittman 2.0, where he loves Texas Tech. But this is his
So
he's
this is the intern coach that's there right now.
this is the head coach moving forward.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, he's there. He's doing good.
What
But
was he? Yeah,
hmm,
okay. I just thought they hired Baylor's. Who hired Baylor's coach? Didn't somebody do that?
like their head coach.
No, somebody hired. I thought it was Texas
I think
Tech.
it was TCU.
Oh, okay,
Or
yeah,
they're
that's
looking
right.
at hiring or something like
Yeah,
that. But
I remember
I
that. Yeah,
it kind of felt like a turnaround. And then for Iowa State, they've ever since they had that big win against Oklahoma State, they just haven't looked that great, to be honest.
yeah.
Uh,
Looking ahead,
maybe
Oklahoma State. I'm
I'm sure they're
Oklahoma.
going to put their A game forward against Oklahoma. I agree. I
Yeah,
think everyone tries to against Oklahoma and Texas, especially with that
yeah.
hatred that they're leaving. But yeah, Iowa State just kind of
The
they slammed.
SEC chants were very funny yesterday. Y'all gonna get wiped in the SEC, boy. You don't stand a chance. Y'all got to get better. Especially Texas. Texas gonna suck. They don't stand a freaking. You better hope they don't keep the West. You better hope they do that fourth thing because if they do, boy, I tell you what. Yeah, every team in the SEC West is bowl eligible. Every one of them. Isn't that crazy? I mean, we're all good. Every single team in there had 3 losses, except for Alabama. The 6-way tie is still on the table, people. The 6-way tie. We're moving forward. The biggest.
LSU bowl eligible.
Oh, I guess. Really, one's not. Huh. I guess every team other than LSU. And LSU pretty good, man. They're playing hard for that guy. Shame that they can't win anything. Well, not too much of a shame, but I wish they would have beaten Alabama last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you. Oof. But it's never easy in the SEC, boy. SEC West. Now the SEC East sucks. So maybe they'll do that fourth thing. That'd be fun. That'd be easy. God, I hope they do that. That would be easier on us. Then we
Yeah,
can not have to freaking play. We could play Oklahoma and Texas instead of having to play Alabama and Auburn and Texas A&M and Ole Miss. And LSU, because we know whoever LSU brings in is going to tighten that program up. Coach O can't do nothing. They got talent down there, man.
Yeah, they're good.
They got some talent down there. They just need a good
Quarterback was good too. He's a true freshman.
Yeah. He was a little reckless. They'll find somebody better than
He's
him,
a
but
true freshman. So
that's true. And he's going against a pretty decent revamped Arkansas defense. So anyway, we'll get to that. We got to keep moving forward here. FSU beat Miami 31-20. I thought Miami had the thing wrapped up, but
that
no,
was a good win
FSU came.
for FSU. Definitely needed.
Yeah. Yeah, good for FSU. Shame for Miami. I like Manny Diaz. I think he's going to stick around. I think they're going to keep him. Keep it going. See what
I
happens.
think,
I
he's
like,
a good coach, but he's
you
got to
know,
build.
You got to
Got
build it. It takes time, you know. Not
hard.
everybody can be what somehow we became. So I don't know how we did it, but we did it. Um, what else we got? Michigan State beat Maryland. Michigan State going to Ohio State next week.
Tuffy.
That's gonna be a wild game. Ohio State's gonna pass all over them, man, all over them.
I think how State's open like a 20-point favorite too. I think
Oh
it's
my
gonna be,
God, yeah.
uh,
I
yeah.
think the only chance, if you want Ohio State to lose, the only chance you have is coming up. Coming up this coming up. What am I saying? The only chance
Michigan.
if you want to, yeah, Michigan, Ohio State. I think Michigan beat them.
Yeah.
It was a big win for Michigan yesterday. We talked about that, don't we? Yeah, we do. All right. What else we got on here? Kansas beat Texas 57-56. That was a wild ending. That was fun to watch. It's funny. I was watching that. I turned on the last, like, literally, they scored the touchdown, and I watched the 2-point conversion. And it was funny because I, watched celebration. They looked shocked. They had no idea. First of all, screw the reporter they had on for that game. She was interrogating those guys. She asked them like 10 questions. Like, dude, shut up. Let them enjoy it, man. She was like, what do you think about this? Are you going to Fred shirt this guy? What do you think? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, relax, lady. Jesus Christ. They'll freaking like let him celebrate a little bit. She like
Yeah.
talked the ear off to him. I was like, God. Anyway, that guy, Kansas, the guy who caught the 2-point conversion and
Mhm.
never even like, played a game before this one or whatever.
Yeah. Who's a walk on?
Yeah, so good for him. He will always go down in Kansas history. Kansas hadn't won a Big 12 road game since 2008.
When they won the
I don't
Big
even know
12.
how that's possible.
They won the Big 12.
I don't even know like how you could do that. How are you so bad? I mean, how do you do that? Like, you know what I mean? I don't need like 5,000 days.
It's honestly a huge win for Kansas, and even bigger detriment to Texas.
Yeah, Texas boy.
They asked a reporter asked Steve Sarkisian after the game. He's like, how are your players taking this? Do you think you still have control of the locker room? And he's like, I have no idea. You have to ask them. It's like,
Oh,
crap. It's
yeah,
okay. He's
things are not good. Yeah, he needs to
got
get
to
a
hope
clean. He
that
needs to
every
clean
single
sweep
person
it.
transfers and he can just start fresh.
Yeah, he needs a clean sweep there. They just sometimes it works like that. If you want to change the culture to your culture, sometimes you gotta like that's just the way it goes.
Clean house.
Whew, rough. Who started at quarterback for Texas? Was it the same dude?
They played both. It was Casey Thompson, the good one, started, and then he came out. I don't know why. And they put Hudson Card in, and then Casey Thompson came back in.
Okay.
6 touchdowns, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. Wah, wah, wah. All right, what else we got? Good for Kansas. Good win. Their coach was funny, man. He didn't even know what was going on. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to handle it.
I know how to win.
Yeah, well, yeah. They just shocked. I
Yeah,
mean, good for that program. Maybe this will prove that they can kind of do it. You know, you got to start somewhere. Takes
yeah,
time. And you're not a scumbag like old Les Miles. You'll probably be all right.
it's true.
All right, Kansas, Texas, 57-56. And last but not least, Oklahoma State crushed TCU, 63-17. I mean, slaughtered them. Did Chad Morris the son start that game?
He did start.
That's a shame for him.
Trent's a hater of the entire Morris family. So.
I am. They stink. We're 7-3, Ryan. We were 2-10. I don't know. Whatever. Oklahoma State 63, TCU 17. That's a big win. That's a slaughter. 63 points. How is that even possible? TCU sucks.